What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly scraps. UFC London is in the books, and man, Sean Brady lit the world on fire. It's crazy.
Oh,
I didn't think it was gonna go like that, man. I had no idea. I'm like, damn, Sean
really?
Brady is. Nah, you know what? You know what? I say that. I know how good Sean Brady is, but the difference for why I didn't think it was gonna happen like that, because he fought Kamaru Usman 3 different times, and he did really, really well in the second and third fight. Well, really the third fight. The second fight not as well, because he, obviously fifth round, last minute KO, headshot, dead. And then he fights Kobe. Kobe looked like a shell of himself, but he shut down all his wrestling attacks, and that's like second nature for a guy like Kobe. So then you see Sean Brady. I don't know Sean Brady to be like an all-American wrestler or anything like that. I know he's got good grappling pressure, but then he kind of did whatever he wanted. I don't.
I mean,
It's
Leon
tough.
did defend a few takedowns,
Yeah, of course, naturally, I would hope that would have been really
but
bad.
also wasn't it? It was a pretty late notice replacement, right?
Um, well, change of opponent, change of styles. He was supposed to fight Jack Maddalena, from what I remember. And that's like a strike. That's a striker's delight. So you're going from
Yeah,
that to now you're fighting this pressure grappler who's going to be looking to take you down the majority of the fight. But Brady did clap him a few times on the feet. He kind of
he
rocked the
did.
shit. I was kind of like, yo, you keep worrying about that takedown. You need to be letting those hands go. And that's why when we were doing the breakdown, I said Leon doesn't really throw volume. He's a pinpoint striker, just trying to be super accurate, super pretty. But a guy like this, you gotta have the volume output to keep him off you, man.
I mean,
Tough.
I feel like I felt like Leon looked like good, all things considered. I mean, he was getting destroyed, but I feel like he did defend a
He
few
looked good, but
takedowns.
yeah, he was
Pause.
getting destroyed.
Pause. Pause.
Nah, it's not even a pause. It's just like, how can you look good and also get destroyed at the same time?
Well, he defended takedowns, and until he got submitted, he was like defending submission attempts.
I mean, I think that was a end of round 1 or 2 where he was in that Kimura. And I think
Yeah,
maybe I don't even know round 1 or
I
round
think
2.
round two.
And round
And
2,
then round three, he got subbed.
Brady threw a beautiful right hand. I thought it was Marab out there. Threw a beautiful right hand, level changes to the double leg, ran him into the cage, took him down. And I was like, damn, dog, that was like the first 3 seconds of the round. Just came straight out. But Leon did do some good stuff. When he was going backwards, retreating, he landed a nice step and elbow. He landed a nice like swing uppercut straight up the middle and a nice cross. I mean, of course, it definitely cracked Brady, but it wasn't enough to keep him like, yo, I'm gonna chill and just stand here and shake it off. My man said, nah, I'm gonna eat that and I'm gonna keep coming forward. I'm gonna keep cooking. My man cooked. And
I
I wanted
mean,
Leon to win, but yo, Brady, like I said, I in my heart I'd be knowing who I feel like should or probably is more than likely to win. But then the guys that I like more or know, I just tend to just. But I always say it, right? I always say it. So at least I'm fair. I'm not like just being completely biased about it. Um, but yeah, that was a tough fight.
so Brady obviously looked extremely world class. Do you think he's next in line for the title shot?
I think this week he should get ranked number one. Number one,
Wow.
there's no way he could be lower than number two at that. Um, yeah. How does he get ranked any lower than that? I would feel like he would pass Usman because Usman lost to Leon, and then Leon just lost to Brady. So that should put him at number one on the ranking list.
Um,
But did you
Hold
see
on.
that takedown though,
Yeah, Leon was already number one, so yeah.
bruh? My man went for the takedown attempt in round 3, and I'm just like, no, 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 no. He
Well, I
wasn't
think Bisping said
ready.
Bisping basically said that's where he fucked up.
Yeah, I mean I think from there he got himself even more tired from having to work so much on the bottom and defend himself. He got punched in the head a lot. He was defending punches from back control. That's not a great position to be in, especially as a stand-up guy. Now your arms are a little bit more filled with blood, more lactic acid buildup. So it's a little bit more difficult to stay in the fight after having such a two tough rounds back to back on the ground, just surviving.
Well, bro, I mean, also like the shots to the back of the head, all he had to do was not aim for the bald spot. Like if you just aimed anywhere but the
Yo,
bald spot,
yo,
you just don't hit back of the
leave
head, you know?
Leon alone, my brother.
Yo, that
He
shit
gonna
was
take a trip out to Turkey soon.
that
Hey,
shit was making itself known, bro.
Turkey changes lives. I might have to go out there myself. You know, I got a little thing. I might need to just
Bro,
touch it up.
you don't need to go to Turkey.
Hey, I might go.
You've been talking about this little spot in the corner
Yes,
for many years, and I still don't see anything missing.
bro. It's just it's just not there, bro. I'm telling you, it's not there. It's not
I mean,
there.
it looks fine. Anyway, you don't need Turkey, bro. Leon needs Turkey. Pause.
Yo, man,
So,
it's a double edged sword. I'm gutted for Leon, but I'm also happy for Sean Brady. Um, really hard worker. I know Dean Thomas has been working with him for a little bit now, and you can see the improvements from the Gastelum fight to the who was the one he beat right after that? It was a decision. We were talking about it last week. It was two in a row, and now this is three.
wait, who?
Damn, how did I just draw a blank like that? He submitted Gastelum by Kimura, and then he fought somebody else and beat him by decision.
Um,
And now he got another finish.
Burns.
He beat Gilly. And now
Wow.
another top guy, former champion in the division who was it's this sport is fascinating because you could be at the highest high, have this crazy NFT moment. I don't fuck with NFTs, but
What?
you could have this crazy NFT moment like the head kick. That's an NFT worthy moment of what
Okay,
people,
okay, I see what you mean.
you know,
Yeah.
and then you defend again, you're the man, you're feeling yourself, and then you lose to a guy you think should not even be close to your level in Bilal Muhammad. He thinks, but you got to know that Bilal is really good.
If you don't think Bilal's on your level,
That's crazy, right?
then you're kind of tweaking. In my opinion, I mean that's crazy to say.
So I'm not saying that's what Leon thought, but it almost came off like I guess in the build up to the fight, right? That maybe he was a little bit dismissive of his skill set because I'm like, yo, this guy may be, as people say, quote unquote, a boring grappler, but the Gilbert Burns fight wasn't boring. The Sean Brady fight wasn't boring. That was pretty much a standing TKO. And then he beats Leon in a crazy mad performance, looking like an absolute unit, cardio machine. And then you go from that, then you go to dropping another one. It's a tough position to be in. You're almost at a crossroads of like, I go from top and then I have a crazy fall from grace. You got to think because we only fight once or twice a year, especially as a champion. You lose two in a row. That's a dark place to be in before you could feel the happiness of getting your hand raised again. Like that's
What?
you know what I mean? No, you want to know
I
what I
mean,
mean? Of
yeah.
course not.
I mean, but it's not like he lost. He lost to like the. He lost to Bilal, who's like obviously really good, and then Sean Brady, who's like, to me, like
Really good.
he's been up next for a while, you know. So
I want to say a while.
I mean,
He
he's
lost
been like
pretty
surging for a
dominantly
minute.
to Bilal Muhammad.
Well, even when he lost to Bilal, it was like if he beats Bilal, he's getting a title shot.
Oh, at the
So
time,
like he's been
because
in
he
that
was that hot of a
conversation,
prospect.
huh?
Because he was that hot of a prospect at the time when they fought.
I mean, I would say like up next, meaning like he's the one of the next guys to be like at the top of the division.
Like in a year, 2 years,
When he
3 years.
fought Bilal, people were saying he's up next.
Yeah, and then when he lost to Bilal, people were saying he sucks, and this is why the MMA fans can piss you off sometimes. It's just like, yo,
Well,
what is
I'm
wrong
not
with you
talking about
guys?
those retards. I'm talking about people who think sanely and understand things at a little bit deeper of a level.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah, I wouldn't say he was next up, but I know I know what you're trying to say, but yeah, I guess he was a hot prospect at the time. If he had beaten Bilal, he would have been a shoe-in for maybe a title contention fight. Um, but Bilal beat him, and then he had to go beat Burns, and then he fought again after that, right?
no, he beat Kelvin, then Burns.
No, I'm talking Bilal. I said Bilal had to beat Brady.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then he beat Burns, and I thought he had to beat one more person before he got the shot.
Um, it was no Burns and then Leon.
Oh, okay, good. So he only had to fight one more after that. But it's crazy sometimes, like what you have to do if they don't like your fight style, the hoops you got to jump through just to get the shot that you earned. It's not like we're begging or saying we deserve this. You earned it, but it don't matter because we don't call the shots.
I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. A lot of the people today are like saying that the UFC has no stars and it's being ruined by boring fighters like Bilal. They'll use as an example.
But I just don't get how they keep calling him boring. What is boring about him?
I
You
mean, bro,
you could say earlier
people.
in his career, yeah, I would agree with that. I think he would even agree with that. But it's domination, and it's always going to be boring when it's one guy dominating the entire fight and the other guy can't do a thing. But his
Well,
fight
I
with
think it's
Brady, his
more.
fight with
I think it's more
Leon,
like, bro, if you're holding positions for 25 minutes, that's boring.
but that's
And
not
not
what he's doing.
that's what he was doing.
That's what he was doing. But it wasn't even 25 minutes,
Now,
it was 15 minutes. Yo, listen, man. It's not our fault that these guys can't get off the cage or get off the ground. It's like you
but it's
have
your
eight
fault you're not
weeks.
finishing them, and that's why you're boring. That's what the fans will say.
Yo, it takes two to tango. If the one person doesn't want to like give it up, then you can't give it up. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by give it up?
You know exactly what I mean.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, because like with you and Jan, like he just held your one hand, so you couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, so I was like, what do you guys want me to do? This guy's clearly not even trying to get out. He's willing to hold a position, and then they say, I didn't do shit. I'm like, the hell am I supposed to do if someone has your hand cuffed?
Yeah, you're the one attacking.
But with that said, Sean Brady gets his flowers. He's put in a lot of work, especially with Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas is one of the best minds in MMA, and I think it's so overlooked the work that he's been putting in with some of these guys. Jillian Robertson, that's the first one that he's been working with for a very, very long time now. He's helped me quite a bit, not as extensively as a lot of these other fighters, but Sean Brady, these guys, that team over there. So it's just nice to see like the OGs of the game passing down knowledge and really fine tuning these younger generation of fighters based on what they've learned over the years. But with that said, I'm excited for Brady. Hopefully he gets that number one by his name, and I think a rematch between him and Bilal is super exciting, super intriguing to see if he can do the same thing again to Brady, or this Brady 2.0 is capable of shutting down a guy like Bilal who's red hot on fire right now. And of course, Bilal has to fight um, Jack Maddalena. If he can get past Jack Maddalena, then he gets to fight Brady. Maybe.
But wait, should Shavkat or Brady get the next title shot after JDM?
Maybe it's a number one contender fight.
Nah, you think so?
I mean, it's three in a row for Brady now. Shavkat, yeah, he's undefeated, but at the same time, I guess it's kind of a similar situation with Movsar and Diego. It's like who's been more active?
Well, definitely. But I
It's weird.
mean,
I'm not saying either one is wrong to give him the title shot, but I think they're
I
both in a
say give it
prime
to
position.
Brady.
Flip a coin. Just Dana, flip the freaking coin.
Nah, you have to give it to Brady because it was he beat Wonder Boy and then Ian Gary, and he like
He hugged him.
had a he had a pretty close fight against Ian Gary. Don't say that.
Don't say
That's
what.
crazy.
He hugged Wonder Boy.
Oh, I thought you said he cucked him. I thought you
No.
said he cucked Ian Gary.
No, yo. That's crazy.
Yo, I was like, that's crazy, bro.
Nah. I ain't coming for that much violence.
Yo, fuck
Maybe
out
off
of
camera I
yo.
come for violence, but not that much on camera.
Yo, okay, wow. I think I gotta cut that out.
And my man's mind is in the gutter.
I thought you said he cucked him. Yo,
Yo,
that's crazy.
Nah, hugged him. Because we were saying like people say the style is boring, but then it's like certain people could do it and it's okay. But then if another guy does it, it's not okay.
No, I was gonna say Ian almost had him out of there. Like I think it was a pretty close fight. And also Leon's number one contender, Sean Brady, just finished him in the third round.
Yeah.
So I think you got to give it to Sean Brady if you're gonna pick between. Because I would rather see that than have them do a number one contender fight.
You would rather see a rematch between Sean Brady and Bilal Muhammad
Yeah,
or
like
Brady JDM?
I'd rather have a Brady title fight than a Shavkat title fight versus them eliminating each other. Like they both deserve it, but I would rather I don't want them to eliminate like I don't want only one of them to get a title fight if that makes sense.
You care about their feelings.
Yeah, like I want them both to have a fair chance, you know.
I feel you. That's respectable. I'm
But
glad
I
you
mean,
share that with us. You're a man of the
also like
people.
low key Shavkat kind of could get another win before he fights again. Like he gets a title shot.
The fight with Ian Garen wasn't great,
Ian almost choked him out, from what I recall.
but it's still one of those high level fights where both guys are ranked super high in the division. What else are they supposed to do? Just stay busy with any type of random fight? So I think one of them definitely needs to get the shot. That division is definitely heating up. I would like to see what happens with Usman when he comes back, or if he's going to come back. I know he was mentioning like getting his body right and things like that. So I'm excited to see him come in and shake up the division. But I guess we have to see what he does decide to do.
It should be Shavkat versus Kamaru on a full camp.
Mm.
Winner, or if Shavkat beats him, he gets a title shot.
I like that fight. I
That's a
think
sick fight.
Usman doing what he did to Chimaev on short notice, I can't see any reasoning why he couldn't do something like that on a full camp and when he's healthy against a guy like Shavkat. It's a very intriguing fight.
Would you venture to say Kamaru beats Shavkat? Could you make that pick today?
Could I make that pick today? I mean, I could make that pick just based on their last performances. I can make that pick. But at the same time, Usman's been out for a long time. But then, Shavkat is injured. So the time off, although Usman's been out a lot longer, it could be relatively even because of that, making it an even more competitive fight. I just think Usman's style is very smothering, and he's got a very educated jab and a 1-2. So I think it'd be a very cool fight because what's Shavkat's path to victory? He's not like a lateral fighter, like moving a lot. He's more stand there in your face, or he's pressuring to take you down. But you don't see him like very elusive and things like that. And I think a guy like that could be a favorable matchup for a style like Usman.
Yeah, and I feel like Usman's style is like the style that humbles guys like him. Like Hamzat was one. And then everyone thought Hamzat and Shavkat were gonna have to fight each other one day at 170. I think it would just be interesting to see Kamaru get that fight. I think Kamaru would win based on how he fought against Chimaev.
Yeah, it's the bigger guy, short notice. Everything looked, but then of course him cutting back down to 170. You have to factor that in. Like, what does that look like for him to make that cut again? And after being out for so long, so there's some variables there. But if we're talking just skills on paper, I would lean towards the style of a guy like Usman. You got like a guy like Leon Edwards who's pretty much stationary, taking small steps back, looking to counter. It's similar to like a Shavkat style. He's not throwing crazy volume strikes, but he's very accurate. Oh, my Sonic the Hedgehog just fell. Um, but then you get a guy like Brady who's in your face and putting the pressure on you. Usman's a very similar style, so that's why I would lean towards Usman to get the win in a fight like that. But
Wow.
that's what I got.
Um, is it time for Leon to hang it up?
I don't think so. Um, I will say Leon will have to do some soul searching. Respectfully, I think these younger guys are coming up. Their styles are different. You have to be able to adapt. Um, I think the blueprint that Bilal used, Sean Brady was able to take that same pages, and implement a very similar game plan, and ultimately have more success with it because he's more of a grappling style finisher versus a guy like Bilal who's just gonna gas pedal you for 25 minutes, 15 or 25 minutes, right? Um, and his striking is getting a lot better, but yeah, he's got to make some adaptations because for him to just go out there looking to hit one shot at a time, it's not a high percentage. You're not giving yourself a good enough chance to win, in my opinion. So he's got to evaluate some things. His coaches need to sit down and talk with him. I don't think he's done yet. I think he still has some really good, dangerous weapons in his back pocket. But he looks like the way he fought the last two fights that he might be content, bro. And there's nothing
Oh
wrong with that.
wow.
It just looked like you might be content, you might be happy. I just don't see the in those positions the hunger to wanna like when he fought Kobe, you could tell he wanted to like unalive that ass. You know what I mean? Like when Kobe made that reference about his dad, and bro, you saw Leon go dark in the eyes. That man said, "Game on." You know what I mean? So I didn't see that hunger in these last two fights, and even the ones before that. Even the one with Usman, I think it was a tough fight, but the rematch, I thought he looked the best he looked in all three of those fights. But yeah, he's gotta find something.
I feel like that's probably so hard to like get back in that mindset after not getting title pay. Like you were up here, and now every fight it's like back down here.
Yeah,
You're
trust me.
fighting just to get back where you were. I just feel like I would. I don't think I would have like after I've reached my peak. I don't know how I would be able to find that dog in me.
That's how I feel. That's how I felt, I should say. So I
Really.
still want to compete, but that's how I felt after the Mosa fight. It's like, damn, where the hell do I go from here in such a weird fight? In a fight where I didn't lose, like, yeah, I lost on the decision, like on the records, but I don't feel like I lost. I don't think he felt like he won. Um, but now I'm just in a weird void of the division where it's like, who do you match him up with next? Who do you match him up with next? So that's where I'm at. So I get that.
Word.
If Leon is there, I completely empathize. I've been in that position. I can relate. But you have to figure out why you're fighting. Why are you still fighting? Why do you still want to fight? Life's good. You got a couple of M's in the bank account, bruv. The men them are good. You see me? But
MMA Guru tweeted after the Blachowicz fight. He said it's one of those moments again, boys. Jan Blachowicz clearly won round 1 and 3, but I can smell the robbery a mile away. Everything about the fight reeks of a robbery. Blachowicz better shots throughout and first and third clear. Plus he moved forward all fight.
I thought Blahovic was gonna get the win. I was actually I don't want to say very shocked. It was still a close fight, but I thought Blahovic, with the numbers being relatively close, that they would score and factor in ring control or aggression, as they say, the scoring criteria, aggression, with the fighter who's coming forward the whole time. Now, if there's one guy clearly landing more strikes and his strike count is obviously higher, for you to score aggression to take the round away from the other guy is silly to me. But in a situation like this, where the strike count was so close, so tight, so even, it's like, how do you say whose strike is landing harder based on the one guy who keeps coming forward and the other guy who's on his bike, and every time he gets hit, it seems like maybe it's bothering him a little bit more than the other guy. Um, I thought Blahovic should have gotten a nod, or I thought they should have made. They had a chance to do something really funny. The judges, they could have made another draw, and that would have been hilarious. Because he fought Ankalaev for the Venki title, and it was a draw. And if he
Yeah,
fought
that's fun.
Oberg to a draw, that would have been comedy. But they missed the opportunity because I don't feel like there was a clear winner or loser, but I felt like the guy who did a little bit more or was more effective in the overall aspect of the fight and how they score it, Blahovic. That's what I thought. And at 42 years old, it's kind of crazy. How you still competing? Your bones don't hurt, my man? Oh, man, your bones don't hurt? Unk, my bones hurt. I'm 35. But that's what my thoughts on that.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, man. Um,
Yeah.
we got an interview coming up with Pumi Nakuda. In case you guys don't know, he is one of the flyweight prospects on the regional scene, 9-0. We caught up in LFA in Connecticut at Foxwoods this past weekend when Dylan Montello and my brother Kelvin Sterling fought. So we'll have that uploaded for you guys possibly Wednesday, and it's gonna be an interesting conversation. So looking forward to that. And of course, shout out Dylan for the crazy knockout in round 2. Oh my God, bro, they structured that man out. I felt so bad. I was having flashbacks. I was having flashbacks to the moment that I never even saw, or should I say that I don't even remember. My fight with Marlon Moraes. Because I saw pictures of me in a stretcher, but I don't remember ever getting on a stretcher or getting in the ambulance truck or driving to the ambulance. I just woke up in the hospital like, hey, how did I get here? God damn it.
I did not see that. I did not see it, but I heard it was sick.
I saw my brother, he was in his UFC fit, and I was just like, damn it. It's probably not a good reason why he's in his clothes and I'm in my clothes. I'm like, yeah, looks like the night didn't go well. Yeah. But
Wow.
anything you got, Jake, for the people?
Like and subscribe. Talk shit about me in the comments. It fuels my week. And yeah, show Aljo some love. Get some Funk Harbor.
FunkHarborSpirits.com. Thank you guys for the support. We got a couple good purchases over the weekend. I just can't wait till we can really, really expand. But so far, so good. I'll see you guys soon. Like, subscribe, drop a comment. If you want to hate on Jake, it's okay. Sometimes he deserves it. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time.
Wow.
Peace.
Wow.